Ever wonder what it would be like if you had a bad grandpa? Here we are tonight at Brendan Theaters watching Bad Grandpa, or Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. It's a Jackass movie with a story, so you can kind of say, yeah, it's new, whatever. It's just a laugh riot. You're gonna pay $10 to laugh till you cry, because I did. Johnny Knoxville's portrayal as an old man never gets old. They've done it in every Jackass movie, even in the show. It's funny because it's like, people think he's an old man. It's this old guy and he's doing like off the wall shenanigans. You can't help but laugh, even if you're like, hate those types of movies. You'll go in there, it'll probably be a packed theater, and you'll find yourself laughing a couple times because some of the is funny. The little kid in that movie, he was interesting in this movie too. Just his nonchalant way of asking people questions like, will you be my dad? I love you, Dad. Give me a hug, Dad. I mean, you're like, this kid's crazy. He did a good job. I enjoyed it. It's got stunts, it's got scripted things. People's reactions are real. That's always a plus. You just kind of like, you're watching like, oh my God. Like this is happening. There's a lot of up in the arms, WTF. It's one of those movies, if you want to have a good Friday night, a good weekend, you and the boys, date, take your mom to see it. That will be an interesting conversation come the next day when you're at dinner. And then let's see what our guests had to say. Bad Grandpa. What'd you think of Johnny Knoxville's portrayal as an old gentleman?
I actually think he does a good job. He pulls it off. The extreme makeup job they put on him helps. But the way he moves and the way he talks, and he has the character down. He did a good job. I would assume that was actually an old man. Yeah, he looks the part and he talks the part, and everything about the way he does it, you can tell he's been doing it a long time. It's very well done.
He's a very good method actor. I wouldn't have been like, oh, he's such an old man and everything, but then he pulled it off. He did. The whole story and everything like that.
You know, Johnny Knoxville's pulled this off before in many other Jackass movies, so I just wanted to see a full movie with him just doing nothing but the old man. So you know it's going to be nuts. And I've seen all 3 Jackass movies, and I think first one I liked was probably the second one when he was in Los Angeles giving his grandson beer and cigarettes. I even said they should make a full movie dedicated to this old man. He pulls it off. He's the only one that probably can pull it off, next to Spike Jones and the woman.
And then what'd you think of the little boy actor? Yeah, she's an actual actor. How do you think he fit into this whole Jackass
I think he's attempting to be the next, what was it, Andy Milonakis or whatever his name was, the kid that used to do that. Very similar. This was a little more scripted than the stuff that he did, but same kind of thing. He did a good job.
He's a very dry actor. I know this is the only thing that I've seen him, but he's like toast without butter or jam on it. He's very dry, and it's very awkward to see a little kid be that dry of an actor.
He did all right. I mean, he's a kid. I mean, kid actors I never really was a big fan of. They have to do their role. They strive for a child actor. And I don't like watching children put into adult-rated movies like this because they're a liability. But it is funny when they say random things off the top of their head. My mom is going to jail for drugs. And you know, that is pretty funny. It catches you off guard, but he was kind of like no emotion about it, so it's a little scary.
And then how do you feel about these types of movies?
I'm not a fan at all, actually. I will preface this right at the beginning. I am not a fan of this genre.
But you laugh.
Tom Green movies, Jackass movies, Sacha Baron Cohen's non-scripted movies. I don't like the idea where the comedy is at the expense of somebody that doesn't know it's at the expense of them. There was moments I laughed. You can't help it, but there were also moments I was very uncomfortable watching it. But that just means this movie wasn't directed. You know, it's like you're on a date and the guy doesn't want to go see the romance movie. Well, that movie wasn't really made for him, so it makes sense that he didn't like it. She might have. It's the same kind of thing. It wasn't made.
I laughed a couple times, not gonna lie, but it was not a movie that I wanted to go see and think that I was gonna laugh my butt off, and I didn't. And it was uncomfortable. It was like watching a train wreck or a girl fight. It was very uncomfortable. It was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. That's how I felt.
Personally, I like the whole Jackass series. I own all of the movies on DVD and Blu-ray. I get a kick out of all 3 Jackass movies. I'm a big fan, personally. Always have been, probably will never change, but you'll never see me do anything like that. Ever.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this?
I'm gonna rate this as if I was someone that liked these movies, and I can tell by the way the whole theater was erupting in laughter. It's apparently a very good movie of this genre because he was freaking crying, he was laughing. So apparently it's very good. So from what I heard from the audience and the people around me, I would say it's probably an 8 out of 10. I didn't necessarily care for it. I don't want to see it again or anything, but I can see how in the genre, if you're a fan of this, check it out. It seems like it's really well done.
Me personally, because I didn't much appreciate the overall movie, I'd probably give it like a 6.
Well, this movie I'd give it about an 8 because it wasn't a traditional Jackass movie, and it wasn't completely what I expected. But I have to admit, it was a high 8. So I laughed till I cried, like he did. Good movie, good movie. I'd recommend to take your grandpa to see it. And his grandpa, but okay.
That's a new one. Go on ahead and comment down below. Let us know if this is helpful for you. And out of curiosity, let me know if you have any interesting stories about your grandpa being bad. You can comment, like it, favorite it, share it, get the word out there. Next week we're watching Ender's Game. I've heard a lot about it. It's a book. Should be fun. And then we'll see you next week at the movies. Tell your friends.